Good afternoon. The City of Forest Park Council meeting number 1416. Today is June 5th, 2023. Can we stand for the pledge, please?
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can the clerk please call the roll?
Adams,
Present.
Brown, Clark,
Here.
Harrison,
Present.
Holt,
Here.
Moore,
Here.
Sylvester.
Here.
Can someone excuse?
I'm making the motion that we excuse Mayor Brown.
Second.
It has been motioned and second that Mayor Brown be excused. You all should have received copies of the minutes. Do you have any addition, updates, or corrections? With none, moving to the next item is presentation. We do not have any presentation for tonight. The next item on the agenda is communication from the public. This is a time for citizens to comment on matters before council or to ask questions of concern to them. When recognized, please come forward to the podium, give your name and address, and then state your comments or question. Council meetings are tape recorded for ease of transcriptions. Comments are limited to 5 minutes. Is there anyone from the public that would like to speak?
I'll go. Thank you all for having me or allowing me to speak this evening. My name is Missy Fisher.
Can you please sign in? Is there a sign-in sheet?
Yep. Pencil okay? Sorry.
No, you're fine.
Hurry in. Take up my 5 minutes signing in. Thank you. Again, my name is Missy Fisher. I'm Corporate Regional Director of Business for a company called CareCore Health. CareCore Health has 10 skilled nursing facilities across the state, and we have 4 in the Cincinnati area. One being right down the street off Kemper Meadows Road on Pelston Court. I say a little personal thing. I'm a Kentucky girl, born and bred, still live there today. I work in the state of Ohio all week, throughout the week. And I could almost say this is my home city council. I've been here twice within a year. I've never been to my city council in my county since I've lived there for 26 years. So I see you more often. So thank you again for having us. I wanted to present, we're having an open house Wednesday, June 7th. Again, it's less than a mile down the road. We will have a ribbon cutting, our owner will be there, it'll be festive and fun. It starts at 4:30. It's open to the public. Since we were invited here last year for the Beautification Award, it really was important to me to invite you to our celebration. We did open about a month ago an in-house dialysis unit. This is senior care. That may not sound like a big deal, but transportation for senior services is getting worse and worse, like a lot of other things. In healthcare, I will say, it's so hard to get patients, especially if they need transportation with a stretcher. You can't have it. You can't do it. So we're trying to really, in the past few years since we purchased this building, make things nice, improve care, look at our quality, but also look at our community and what the community needs and those we serve. And this is a big one. It's important. It's a big one in the community. Not every facility like ours has this. So I wanted to invite you all, one of you, all of you, family and friends, to come and celebrate. We have a ribbon cutting at 4:30, and we'd love to have you. So it's just me personally inviting you to come down the street after work if you're able. That's it.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Can I have a flyer too, Missy?
Give you?
No, ma'am.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank you.
Missy, thank you for choosing Forest Park to have the business. We appreciate that.
Thank you all. Good night.
Don't
Good
forget
night.
about our beautification in June 24th and 25th.
Right here.
Yeah.
How y'all doing today? My name is Dante Payne. I'm the owner and founder of On Impact Recruiting Service. Started in like 2019 during COVID.
Can you speak into the mic?
Oh, it started around like 2019 during COVID. Both my daughters went to Winton Woods High School, graduated 2019 and 2021. And if you know about sports, and when COVID hit, a lot of the college coaches couldn't come out and see the players. So I bought into a streaming service where I could stream the games and bring it to the college coaches. So what that did was really enhanced and boosted my recruiting service. So I get a lot of kids into college. So what I did in return was I told the college coaches, if I'm gonna get kids down to y'all have to come up here so they can see these kids in college, because it's good to see their peers. So I started an HBCU Classic like 2 years ago at Winton Woods High School, and when I say it took off, it really took off. So this is like my third year doing it, and I have to expand it because most colleges don't want to just come up for like one day. So I'm making it basically like a weekend event, starting with Friday with the Step Show and Comedy Show. I already have Cheryl Underwood, the comedian. She's going to host the Step Show. And then Saturday and Sunday is going to be the games. The teams that I have locked in now is Wilberforce, Fisk, where my daughter goes, Russ College down in Mississippi, Oakwood, Simons in Louisville, and I think Harris Stowe has just signed on from St. Louis. So I don't know if y'all know what like CIAAs is that used to be down in Charlotte, but they just moved it to Baltimore. I'm trying to mimic that whole thing, but I just really want to show like the HBCU atmosphere up here with our kids so they can see it. I mean, they see it on TV, we hear about it, but to see some of your own peers who you went to school with playing in a classic, and we doing it at Winton Woods, is very nice. We do a college fair with it and a vendor fair, and I want to get the community of Forest Park involved. That's the part I was kind of missing the first 2 years because I just didn't know who to talk to. So, you know, I met a couple people that was willing to help me and give me some advice, and that's why I'm here now, and that's why I'm reaching out to y'all.
What are your dates?
It's Thanksgiving weekend.
Okay.
That I think it's the 25th and 26th, if I'm not mistaken. The games are on Saturday and Sunday. Unfortunately, that's Ohio State, Michigan, and this year the Bengals play the Steelers that Sunday. I know. I just found that out. But I want to keep it here for the simple fact, Mr. Smith gave me a chance because I'm a CPS teacher. So don't be mad at me. But Mr. Smith gave me a chance during, you know, the COVID time where a lot of things were shut down. So I want to stay loyal. Plus, I stayed out here for like 12 years. I want to stay loyal and always have it here. So I'm trying to get the community involved, you know, so we can keep it here and grow it. I don't want to take it to Princeton, even though Kelsey Mitchell's a sponsor. So that's what I'm fighting against right now. But I want to keep it here.
So what is it, Mr. Payne, exactly you need from council?
I would love to get the businesses more involved. By me expanding it 2 days, it's going to cost more. Like a lot of people don't know because I just don't talk about it, but I pay for everything out of my pocket. But I promote concerts and do shows everywhere. So to me, this ain't nothing but a big concert. So that's how I kind of like look at it. And then even like with the recruiting process, I try to show kids and the parents, you know, how it works because a lot of parents don't know. And when I'm explaining to parents or the kids, I try to break it down to like something where we can understand. Like, to me, my daughter's the artist. That would be like Jay-Z or Lil Wayne. The microphone is the basketball. The stage is the court. Now go perform in front of the crowd in the arena or the stands. So it's the same kind of concept, but I just want to bring that awareness to a lot of the kids and the parents because they just don't know about the recruiting process. Like both my daughters play HBCU basketball. One is at Fisk and one is at Lane. So I'm trying to get Lane to come back up here to play Fisk so my daughters will play against each other. You know, just to have some fun. But I mean, you know, just to show them the HBCU atmosphere and the college atmosphere, period. You know, we don't have that here, but it's a strong presence of HBCU grads and Greek, because I'm a Sigma also. So, you know. So other than that, I'm just reaching out to the community to see what can I do or what we need to do.
Can you leave your contact information?
Yes,
And
I'll give,
I'll get in touch with you tomorrow.
okay, I appreciate
And
it.
we'll talk, and we'll do whatever we can to help you promote this and make it a true, you know, take it to the next level, hopefully.
Yes,
It's a great concept. I love it.
okay, I appreciate it, thank you.
And
Just one other question, are you doing any type of handout on flyers, or are you mainly media,
Yeah, we do everything,
Facebook,
everything, yep.
Instagram type
I'm
stuff?
gonna give y'all some flyers as soon as I leave.
Okay,
At last year's event, it was darn near sold out.
Yeah.
It's not a challenge with actually getting the people in the seats, it's the wraparound stuff.
Right.
Making sure that the kids have other, you know, colleges to look at and talk to, and then that business community development. So we'll of course be helpful from the minority business side of that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I want more colleges this year and universities. But it's a fight sometimes because it's Thanksgiving weekend. So one of the things that I've been talking to a lot of administrators about is I might have to move it like up a week. It started Thanksgiving weekend when Fisk and Wilberforce were supposed to play during COVID. It was like on a Monday, so I just moved the game to Saturday here at Winton Woods. So I just kind of stuck with it that weekend, but I'm going to have to move it. For me to, like, I could have got Kentucky State this year. That would have been big. But I would have to move it up a week. And I wasn't prepared yet, but moving forward, I will be. So,
Yeah, I know there's a strong Kentucky State
oh, yeah.
constituents here in Forest Park, and so they
Right.
really love that.
Yeah, my goal is really to buy the Kentucky State Central State game. That's the game I really want to get.
That'd be awesome.
Yes.
You know, I remember the first year when you had it, and you mentioned Bengals Steelers, and that your first time you had it during Bengals Steelers.
Yeah, I did. It was.
But you still had a good turnout.
Yes.
I mean, people still came, people still enjoyed themselves, talking to people in the stands, some alumni, you know, they're just going back to their college days. You put on a really classy event and look forward to it.
I appreciate it. And this year I plan on having more entertainment too. Like, I don't know who I'm gonna bring. Last year I brought for the kids some guy named DJ Unk who made Walk It Out or something.
Okay.
I don't know. They enjoyed it though.
That's
You know,
awesome.
so,
Thank you. We'll be sure to give your contact information to our city manager.
Yes.
And I like a flyer as well. I like several flyers, please. If I can just get them from you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'll trade you. Thank you, sir.
all right, man.
Oh, it's basketball. I was thinking it was football. Oh, okay.
Basketball.
They were up against Steelers.
Yeah. I just thought it was, just assumed it was football.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you.
much. Thank you, Mr. Payne.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to speak?
It's like we have Tim and everything out there.
No?
You want to speak?
That's fine. If you have something afterwards, or you want to talk, I'd be glad to stick with you afterwards. Okay, good enough.
Moving on to our next item on the agenda. Item 5 is the report of standing committees. Councilmember Adams.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Ms. Vice Mayor. I don't have anything to report at this time. There are some things going on with the Beautification Committee. I do apologize, though. I did not grab my notebook. So I know that we have our beautification contest that is coming up. I believe, is it June 24th, if I'm not mistaken? June 24th and June 25th. Last time I spoke with beautification, we were still in need of volunteers. If anyone is interested in volunteering, either in the audience or online, please contact our clerk of council. But outside of that, I don't have anything else to report at this time.
Do you have anything to add for the next work session?
No, ma'am, I do not. Thank you for asking.
Councilmember Clark.
Thank you, Ms. Vice Mayor. Typically, I have to deliver these comments during our public comments concerning the Minority Community Business Initiative, so I'll just go ahead and add them here. But for the Black Culture Fest that was on yesterday, we were invited for the Minority Community Business Initiative, and we had a couple of our Black owners that had businesses here attend that event. Benita is the owner of Shades of You Eyewear, and her booth was I mean, just packed the entire time. She had a great time. There was an award actually for the Black Girl Magic Award, and your very own Chelsea Clark did get that, and so, so that was a nice little surprise. And then just moving on to some things that have happened recently. We also had the Hamilton County Small Business Fair, which was or Business Expo rather, which was the first time that's happened on the scale that it happened over there in Sharonville. And so we also had some of our minority business owners that attended that event, and that was good for them to access some resources and gain some further understanding on how to expand their enterprises. Metro launched as well, and then and lastly, I'll just say that it was an absolute honor to be part of and witness the groundbreaking for our next gen library. It was wonderful.
Are there any questions for Councilmember Clark? Moving along.
I have something to add to the work session.
I'm sorry?
May I add something to the work session?
Oh, I'm sorry, yeah.
The recreation report, I had requested about 6 weeks ago in terms of the follow-up from the initial report that they'd given us. Would love to see the work that they've done.
Anything else?
No, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Councilman Harrison?
Thank you, Madam Vice Mayor. And I'd like to welcome our guests today, and also to the residents of Forest Park. I'd like to, proudly say that Forest Park is an inclusive and welcoming community. And of course, June being Pride Month, so to our friends in the LGBT plus community, happy Pride Month. Juneteenth will happen on June 19th, in about 2 weeks, so once again. And also, I always like to acknowledge the birthday of the greatest fighting force known to man, the United States Army. Yes, it'll be 248 years since the Army's inception on June 14th, 2023. So for our Army soldiers and veterans, including Councilmember Moore, happy 248th birthday.
Thank you.
I'd also like to point out, too, that Waycross Community Media won 5 awards recently through the Blue Chip Media Awards, and 2 of those were for a student-led program that they did last year, right? So going on right now this week and next week, there is a media camp, and we have students from grades 7 to 12 from the community. But they won 2 awards this past month. One was for the Student Program Award, another one was for the Narrative Storytelling in the youth category. So congratulations to our friends at Waycross Community Media. And for those young people who are in camp now, for the ones who participated last year, congratulations on your award. That is all I have to say. I have nothing to add for the work session.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The next first item is mine. I do not have anything to add. Are there any questions for me? And I do not have anything for the work session. The next person is Vice Mayor Moore.
Thank you, Councilwoman Halts. I just want to say, it's been a couple of weeks, but I just want to thank everyone for coming out for the groundbreaking ceremony. It was an exciting time for our community, the city of Forest Park, and I look forward to August of next year, hopefully, summer of next year, we have a new state-of-the-art building. And so thank you to the officials who came out, council, our residents who came out, and also Cincinnati Hamilton County Public Library for their investment in our community. And thank you to Don Jones, who kind of got this project and just kind of negotiated and advocated for our community. So we want to thank him and his staff as well. Thank you.
So In case some people are not aware of it, can you just remind them where this new library is going to be?
So it's going to be next to the post office on Northland, and so we're excited about that. And so drove past there this weekend, and so they're really starting to level out the land, and so we're excited.
Thank you. Are there any questions for Dr. Moore? Do you have anything to add to the agenda?
No, I do not.
Next person, Councilmember Sylvester.
Yes, Vice Mayor Holt, just a comment to the residents that the city of Forest Park have been actively engaged with the programs set up for this summer. We've got a lot of activities planned out through this month and next month in August. So we just want to remind our residents and the surrounding community members that that this Friday is our City Cycle event, June 9th. The following week on Tuesday, we'll be having our party in the park. That'll happen for June and also in July. So we've got activities for our residents. We want you to pay attention to the postings. I know that there are a lot of postings out, and information is provided on our website, city website. So take advantage to allow time to spend with your family and friends and come out and enjoy what the city staff has worked hard in preparing for you. So with that, those are my comments.
Do you have anything to add to the work session?
And Don, just to ask, do we have anything in schedule on the paving event for our main?
It's moving forward, so that now it's moving forward.
Okay,
It's
but
moving
then we
f-
can speak on a work session.
Oh, yeah. I'll be
Okay.
glad to give you an update on that,
Okay,
yeah.
thank you.
The next item on the agenda is the mayor's report. The mayor did not leave me any information to report. Did he leave anything for you, Don? I have no report on the mayor's report. Next item on the agenda is the city manager's report.
Yes, I did meet with the mayor last Friday, and as we normally do, and we've had a pretty good discussion. So we've got a lot of things going on, and a lot of things happening here in the city. It's just a great time to, a lot of balls in the air at this time. So I will go back to the, I think is probably the biggest event that we've had, and maybe that we're going to have over this summer is the next gen library. That new library is going to be quite an asset to this community, and she thanked me, but I want to thank Dr. Moore for spearheading this at the very beginning and bringing the city into it, making sure that our interests were heard at the very beginning of this whole process when Hamilton County was deciding where they were going to put their libraries and what they were going to do. We could have easily just had an update of the existing library, but we're pretty steadfast that our city deserved a brand new one, and we deserve the biggest one in the county besides the one downtown Cincinnati. So we were able to do that, and it wouldn't have happened without the support of the city council, the mayor, and the past city councils as well. There's a lot of folks that had a hand in this. It's been a couple years process. They're putting it on land that was purchased back years ago by the city. So there's folks that decided to, acquire that land and get those buildings tore down. Had a hand in getting this development off. But it shows how you can leverage economic development with public funds and public buildings, and I think that was our model for the library, is to say, hey, this isn't just a library. This is a foundation of a bigger, transformative development for our community. And so just don't worry about building a library. We're bringing you in here to help us transform our city and transform that neighborhood. So we can't wait till we get it done. So again, it's not just this council; it's the past councils and all the way back to whenever we acquired those lands. So thank you to everyone that was here before me, and we'll try and make it a really nice project. I want to remind everyone again, we've already talked a lot about it, but June 9th, this Friday from 6:30 to 9:30 will be the city cycle. This is our third annual one. We've moved it to Friday night from Saturday morning. It'll be a glow event, so from 6:30 to 7:30, you can bring your bikes, you can decorate them. There'll be decorations to put lights on them and so forth. So it'll be a lot of fun. There'll be food trucks, there'll be things for the kids, things for the family. So even if you don't plan on riding a bike, there'll be bikes there for you to borrow. Red Bike will be part of this. So even if you don't have a bike, you can show up, and if you don't want a bike, you can walk, and if you don't want to walk or bike, you can just sit there and have food and have a good old time and enjoy yourself for the evening with the kids. So we look forward to this thing, and it's a nice cruise through our community, and it'll be a Friday night from 6:30 to 9:30. But again, the 6:30 from 6:30 to 7:30 is the bike decoration. 7:30 is when the actual event starts off. So if you just want to get there and ride your bike, be there by 7:30 and get started with the rest of us, and we'll have a great time. I want to make sure that everybody in that neighborhood, Waycross, particularly Waycross all the way down the middle and those side streets down through there, those streets will be blocked off during this time period. The time that the bikes are actually be on the street from 7:30 to 8:30, there'll be a lot of closings there. So if you live in that area, stand out, give us, pass out some water if you want to. Have a good time, enjoy the event with the rest of us. But you may be a little inconvenienced, but I think it's going to be a great time. It should be a great event for the city. So if you live in that area, be aware that there will be a lot of bikes out, and there may be lane closures as well. June 13th, again, is the Party in the Park from 6 to 9. The music's free. There'll be food trucks there as well. Come on out, sit on the lawn, have a great time. Enjoy some smooth jazz, I think is the first one. So we're going to have these once a month, and then maybe even more if we can fit them in. June 24th and 25th is Beautification Committee. We thank everyone there. We still need volunteers. Make sure your homes are ready. You don't have to sign up, but if you want to make sure your house is looked at, give us a call, and we'll make sure the judges get by. And we're also doing an event in the next week or so. I'll give more information on our website about it. We're hosting an event for the organ donation group here in the city of Cincinnati, and they're going to be at our Central Park, and there'll be a free event and a lot of information about the importance of organ donation here in our community. And so they'll be hosting that. We're going to host that with them here in Central Park, and we'll have more information on that as it becomes available. So that's really all I have to say. Any questions? I'll be glad to answer any questions.
So you're saying the beautification, if a person wants their house judged, they have to call now?
No, they don't have to call, but if they want to make sure that they're judged,
Oh.
everybody should be judged. But some people want to call and make sure. So if you do, that's okay. We'll make sure that they get out there and judge them. But every home should be looked at throughout the community as part of the judging.
I just want that
Yeah.
clarified.
You do not have to register to get judged.
Thank you. Are there any questions for City Manager? The next item on the agenda is other reports. The Law Director, Mr.
Thank you,
Wyckoff.
Vice Mayor. Since the last council meeting, I responded to an opinion request for the police department regarding problems with parking violations on public properties. I provided to Mr. Jones some information about council member voting, because this issue's come up sometimes with requests for recusal and what have you. And under our code 31.17, a council member must vote unless excused by council, a vote of council. And the request not to vote must come with a statement of why they want to abstain. And council would then act by motion on the request whether to permit the not to vote. So that's the formal process that's used. I also provide an opinion to Mr. Jones regarding our boards and commissions. I prepared the ordinance you're addressing tonight regarding time of council meetings. I'm working with Rafiq Nakuzi on a building violation here in the city, trying to get that straightened out. I also had an opportunity to file a request for the police department, petitions they're called, to have personal property inventory that we hold in our evidence locker destroyed, as well as destruction of drugs and drug paraphernalia. Both orders were entered by Judge Lubers, so they'll be able to clear out a substantial portion of the closet we have here for our evidence. Just to give you an example, I have 42 pages of personal property inventory that will be destroyed. We accumulate a lot of drug paraphernalia, drugs, guns, you name it, we have it. But after a statutory period of time, if it's not claimed or if it's illegal substance, we can have this destroyed by statute. And the police department has advised me, because everybody wants to know this, what do you do with the drugs? They go to BCI or one of the other organizations and it's burned at their site. And then for guns, if it's a usable gun of some sort, the police department actually keeps it to try to hold down our costs, so they're not having to run out and buy guns that we don't need if there are workable firearms that are obtained during an arrest or a prosecution or what have you. Everything else that's not usable is literally hacksawed up and destroyed. So, but that is the end of my report, unless there'd be any questions.
Any questions? Moving along. Clerk of Council.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. I'd like to report that ordinance numbers 30-2023 and 31-2023 and resolutions number 21-2023 through 25-2023 were posted as required. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. The next item, item 9, can I get a motion, please?
A motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read for the second time by title only, ordinance number 28-2023. This ordinance was posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor? Let it be known by a sign of vote aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. The next item on the agenda is ordinance number 28-2023. That, will the clerk please read that by title only?
Ordinance number 28-2023, amending Forest Park Code of Ordinance 72.91.
That is the mayor's item. I urge adoptions of ordinance number 28-2023.
Second.
It's been motioned in second. I do not have,
It's just driving by text. No, it's good.
Yeah, I can help out if you'd like,
okay,
Vice Mayor.
thanks.
The Ohio State Legislature passed its own statute that made driving while texting a primary offense. Previous, it was a secondary offense, meaning there'd have to be a speeding violation or some other violation before an officer could issue a texting while driving ticket. Now that has been eliminated. It's a primary offense. So if, under the circumstances set forth in this ordinance, if a person is seen in violation, the police officer can now issue a citation for texting while driving, even if that's the only offense being made or committed.
With that information, I urge adoption of ordinance number 30-20, I'm sorry, ordinance number 28-2023.
Second.
Can the
Clark?
roll?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams.
Motion carries 7-0. Moving to new business, can I get a motion, please?
A motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on 2 separate days and read by title only, ordinance number 30-2023 and 31-2023. These ordinances were posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
Second.
It's been moved in second. All in favor? Let me know by sign of vote of aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Ordinance number 30-2023 is also Mayor Brown. So, I urge adoption of ordinance number 30.
This is just the first reading,
By title only.
by title only.
But we are going to vote on it.
I gotta read it.
Huh?
I gotta read the title.
Okay, I'm sorry. Can you read the title?
Ordinance number 30-2023, an ordinance enacting and adopting a supplement to the Code of Ordinances of the City of Forest Park and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. As I said, this is Mayor Brown's ordinance. The American League Publishing Corp. of Cincinnati, Ohio, has completed the 2021 and 2022 supplements to the Code of Ordinance of the City of Forest Park. And said American League Publishing Corp. has recommended the revision or addition of certain sections of the Code of Ordinance, which are based on or make reference to sections of the Ohio Code. And with that, I urge adoption of ordinance number 30-2023. Can the clerk please call the roll?
Do we have the second?
We don't have a second. Second.
Is there a second to the motion?
Second.
I thought so much.
Did you?
No one did, but I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay, Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams. Clark,
Yes.
Harrison.
Yes.
Motion passes 7-0. 6-0, I'm sorry. The next item on the agenda is ordinance number 31-2023. Will the clerk please read this ordinance by title only?
Ordinance number 31-2023, an ordinance amending section 31.01A of the Forest Park Code of Ordinances regarding the starting time of council's regular meetings.
This ordinance is also Mayor Brown's. I urge adoption of ordinance number 31 dash.
No, it's not
Yeah.
emergency.
Vice Mayor, this is not emergency, so this is just the first reading. We'll have to have a second reading.
Oh, that's right, we're not voting on this one tonight, sorry. I'm cross-eyed, seeing wrong. Okay, get me out of this. Okay, the next item on the agenda is ordinance number 32-2023.
Ordinance number 32-2023, an ordinance authorizing the dedication of John Charles Estates drives to public use and declaring an emergency. Whereas the Waycross FP LLC is the owner and developer of approximately 32 acres of land located in the city of Forest Park, and whereas upon providing notice as required by law, the Planning Commission held a public hearing on October 19th, 2021, and voted 6-0 to authorize a variance waiving the maximum length of 4 cul-de-sac street and approving the future John Charles Estates Drive to serve the development as a local street connecting to Waycross Road. And whereas the City Council passed ordinance 24-2023, authorizing a development agreement between the city and the developer for the construction of the public and private improvements necessary for the provision of 59 new single-family home sites on the property, and whereas the development agreement requires that the developer to dedicate the public right-of-way and convey it to the city by plat satisfactory to the city, granting all necessary legal rights and any real property necessary to permit the city or its agent to undertake the construction of the public infrastructure improvements. Now therefore be it ordained by the Council of the City of Forest Park, Ohio, Section 1, that the city manager is hereby authorized and directed to sign the dedication plat attached hereto as Exhibit A and made a part of this ordinance on behalf of the city of Forest Park, Ohio, dedicating the street for public use forever. Section 2, that this ordinance is hereby declared to be an emergency measure necessary for the immediate preservation of the public peace, health, safety, and welfare of the city, and for further reason that the immediate adoption of said ordinance is necessary for the city and the developer to meet certain mutual obligations and to commence construction of the infrastructure improvements in a timely manner. Section 3, that this ordinance shall be in full force and take effect upon its passage.
Is there a motion, Mr. Sylvester?
Yes, motion ordinance number 32-2023.
Second.
Is there any discussion?
No further discussion with the details of the ordinance reading. And with that, I move that we adopt on the ordinance number 32-2023.
Thank you. Can the clerk please call the roll?
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams. Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes. Moving along to ordinance number. Can I get a motion, please?
A motion to suspend the rules requiring the reading in full on read resolutions number 21-2023 through 25-2023 by title only. These resolutions were posted 6 days prior to the meeting.
All in favor of the motion, please let it be known by, you want to read the title?
Second.
It's been moved in second. Can you read it, the resolution by title only, please?
No, we need to vote on the motion to read by title only.
I thought we just voted on that.
No, we just had a second made. We now have to vote on it.
Okay, all in favor of the motion, let it be known by sign of voting aye.
Aye.
All in favor says aye, okay. It carries, motion carries 6-0. Now, can you please read the resolution by title only?
Resolution number 21-2023, a resolution designating representatives to the 2023 Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council.
This is, again, Mayor Brown's item. I move for adoption of resolution number 21-2023.
Second.
It's been moved in second. The only discussion I have on this, the Hamilton County Tax Incentive Review Council, known as TIRC, was established by the Hamilton County Commissioners to review the status of enterprise zone agreements granted to companies in return for their expansion and/or relocation to our community. And with that, I move for adoption of resolution number 2023. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Adams,
I have a question for Mr. Wyckoff. As a county employee, will I need to abstain from this particular?
Are you involved with this tax incentive program or anything?
No, sir, I am not.
Okay.
So I'm okay to vote
Yes,
for
you
it, then
would be.
yes. Thank you. Wanted clarity, thank you.
Adams,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 22-2023. Will the clerk please read this by title only?
Resolution number 22-2023, a resolution authorizing the city manager to prepare and submit an application to participate in the Transit Infrastructure Fund programs and to execute contracts as required.
Is there a motion, Mr. Sylvester?
Yes, I motion for resolution number 22-2023.
Second.
It's been moved in second. Do you have any discussion?
Don, you have the details? on
Yeah.
what you guys-
Yeah, this is the city's request for a SORTA grant. It's part of the Issue 7 funds, and it'll be approximately $849,000, of which we are submitting a grant for SORTA for, I think, approximately, I'm looking for the details here, 500 and some odd $1,000. And we also have another grant from the state as well. So the 840 some odd $1,000 of construction costs for the project, the city will be, our match or our piece of that will be approximately $60,000. And this will be for the traffic signalization.
Any other discussion, Mr. Sylvester?
No further discussion.
Can the clerk please call it?
Clark,
Yes.
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. The next item on the agenda is resolution number 23-2023. Will the clerk please read by title only?
Resolution number 23-2023, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract between the City of Forest Park and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council Incorporated, Police Patrol Officers.
Is there a motion, Mr. Harrison?
Yes, Madam Vice Mayor, I propose that we approve resolution number 23-2023.
Second.
Any further discussion? Or Don, you want to?
Yeah, this is the culmination of our negotiations with our local police unions. There'll be two of them on this evening, the supervisors union plus the regular officers union. This will be a 3-year contract that will help us to continue to have a great police department here, make us competitive in terms of wages, and again, it's for a 3-year contract beginning January 1st, 2023, and running through 12/31 of 2025. And we would hope that City Council passes it this evening so that we can sign the contract with our unions.
Do you have any further discussion?
I have no further discussion. I think it's a great deal.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Clark.
Yes.
Motion carries 6-0. Next item on the agenda is resolution number 24-2023. Can the clerk please read this by title only?
Resolution number 24-2023, a resolution authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract between the City of Forest Park and the Fraternal Order of Police, Ohio Labor Council Incorporated, Police Lieutenants and Sergeants.
Do you have a motion, Mr. Harris?
I'll make a motion that we approve resolution number 24-2023.
Don, would you like to elaborate?
This is the second of our contracts with our police department. These are for the sergeants and lieutenants, and it mirrors essentially mirrors the regular officers union, the FOP contract, in terms of any pay increases. The first year, we have a 6%, followed by a 2.5 and another 2.5 in the out years. The 6% was mainly to bring our folks up to competitive, to be competitive within the region, so that we can compete for police officers with other departments, and that's a highly competitive job right now in terms of trying to hire folks and recruiting folks, but we think we've got a great department, and this will allow us to keep our standards up and to continue the great work that our police department does. So again, I would ask that this be passed this evening.
Will the clerk please call the roll?
Has it been properly seconded?
Second.
Motion passes in a second. I think they need a motion to second.
I seconded, but
When Mr. Harrison initially did it, I thought there was a second.
I didn't until,
Okay.
Adams.
There was a second to pass it, right?
Yes, ma'am,
Yes.
I gave.
Right,
With
so
Ms.
can the
Adams.
clerk please
Call the
call the
roll.
roll?
Holt,
Yes.
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes?
Harrison.
Yes.
Next item on the agenda is resolution number 25-2023. Can the clerk please read this by title only?
Resolution number 25-2023, a resolution amending the resolution setting rates of pay.
Is there a motion, Mr. Sylvester?
Yes, I motion resolution number 25-2023.
Second?
It's been moved and second that this resolution be accepted. Can the clerk please call the roll?
Moore,
Yes.
Sylvester,
Yes.
Adams,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes?
Harrison,
Yes.
Holt.
Yes. The next item on the agenda is a motion.
All right, I motion to receive the general fund summary report as contained in the department reports.
Second.
All in favor, let it be known by sign of voting aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 6-0. Anything else before the order? Anything else to come before the order?
Yes, ma'am, I do apologize. When I gave my report, just briefly, I want to publicly acknowledge Councilman Harrison. He came to the beautification committee and presented and answered questions. And on behalf of the beautification committee, I'd like to say thank you, not only for giving us your time, but also for just being such a gracious and amicable councilman during the meeting. We greatly appreciate that. I was very proud to say that I work alongside of you for the greater good for the people of Forest Park. So again, thank you so much, Councilman. I did not want the opportunity to go by to publicly thank him for coming. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything else for the good of the order? Anything else for the good of the order? Anything else for the good of the order? Meeting adjourned.